Greetings, Legionnaires, and welcome to the Wrestle Buddy Weekly Recap for Smackdown with me, Nick the Geek. Right, I've got my notes. Let's just get straight into the show, shall we? Interesting start to this week's Smackdown. We started on probably what everyone expected. It started another recap of Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns' story following the Royal Rumble up till last week when Sami jumped Roman, and then Roman had him beat down and accepted the match for Elimination Chamber. Good beginning, let everybody know where we're up to, and it makes sense that they showed it. It just makes sense. After this, we went to a Paul Heyman promo in the ring. Absolute masterclass. Phenomenal promo. Hello, David. Good to see you. Anyway, phenomenal promo. Absolutely excellent. Paul talks about how last week Cody Rhodes was saying that just trying to win a wrestling championship, everyone's making it so personal. But Cody doesn't understand that to Roman it is personal. Because to Roman, the WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship is everything. It is the island of relevancy. It is the bloodline. It is his life. It is Roman Reigns. Without those titles, none of the above can exist. This was fantastically done. Paul's delivery is second to none. He's probably the second best manager in the history of male managers behind Bobby Heenan. Just phenomenal work. Great start to the show. After this, Paul Heyman is very unceremoniously interrupted by Sami Zayn coming out of the crowd and standing behind him. Sami turns around and says, "Don't worry, Paul, I'm not going to hurt you." Hello, Courtney. Thanks for joining. So Sami Zayn says, "Don't worry, Paul, I'm not here to hurt you." But how long do you think this is going to last? Because I'm here. A couple of months ago, Solo would already be hitting me with a Samoan spike. Jimmy Uso would already be giving me a super kick party. Jey Uso would already be beating me down. Said, but they're not here, are they? Solo's not here. Jimmy's in the back worrying. What's going on? How long is this going to last? I mean, Jay's already walked. How long before Jimmy follows? Because who do you think he's going to follow? His oppressive cousin or his brother who he shared a womb with? This was powerful, emotional stuff. This was done really, really well. I think it was done because of the Cody Paul Heyman segment on Monday. It was so successful and was such a good run. I don't think this had the raw emotional baggage that promo had, but still, amazing delivery by Sami. Sami gave him a hug and says, "You need to tell Roman the only thing he's going to worry about is losing to me in Montreal. He doesn't need to worry about Cody. He needs to worry about me." Phenomenal segment. Just great opening to the show. Great promo, great package all in all. 5 out of 5. Cannot fault it. What do we go after this? Got my notes, by the way, people. As usual, pages of them. Okay, after this, we went to... Wait a minute, that's the wrong one. I'm on the wrong pages. There we are. Found it. Correct notes. Right, after the Paul Heyman program, which was absolutely brilliant, we had our first break. We came back from our first break straight into our first match, which was Hit Row versus the Banger Bros. Now, this went exactly as I figured it would go. This was a dominant performance for Drew and Sheamus. They beat the living snot out of Hit Row. They beat the piss out of them and then just washed the hands of them and let them go. This match was there simply for the after-match promo, which was the Viking Raiders basically saying they're coming for Drew and Sheamus, which is going to be great. That's going to be next week. They announced that later on. Should be big, meaty men slapping meat. Love it. It's going to be fantastic. But yeah, really not a long match. Quick match. Very dominant performance. As I said, Drew and Sheamus basically got all their shit in. Absolutely destroyed Hit Row. I kind of feel sorry for Hit Row. They are. A lot of people said they'd be fine without Swerve, but it's proving that they're not. They need a Swerve, whether it's Carmelo Hayes or somebody else. I don't know, but they need somebody to fill that role again because they are not doing well in any way, shape, or form. Okay, after this, we went to a Jimmy Uso segment in the back. Jimmy is on his phone, leaving voice message after voice message for Jay. He cannot get hold of him. Building up tension for, obviously, will Jay show up for their tag team title defense against Ricochet and Braun Strowman later on in the night. Sorry, back to the notes, people. My memory is terrible. This is what these are for. Well, let's just check some of the comments. I don't know, you see, David. I felt like Mondays didn't feel forced. I felt like it was totally genuine. It was just the perfect situation for Cody to tell that story at that time. This one it had more raw, it didn't have as much raw emotion to it, but I feel like Sammy's delivery was so good and so believable that it passes anyway. Oh. Right, after Hit Row's decimation by the Banger Bros and the Jimmy O segment, we went to a Karrion Kross segment. Karrion Kross in the match basically saying he doesn't really care about the Intercontinental Championship. He just wants to destroy Rey Mysterio. All good. After this, he's going to hunt him down and murder him, I think were his exact words, but I could be wrong there. After this, we had our second match, which was... Oh, yeah. Lacey Evans beat some jobber. For me, this was a pointless segment. It did nothing for Lacey Evans. I know they're trying to get over the Cobra Clutch again. It's something devastating. But this did nothing. Put her in there with somebody credible and have her destroy them. Don't use just some faceless nobody and go, look how dominant she is. She beat this nobody who's obviously going to lose. Moving on, it didn't work. Lacey won a match. After this, we went back to another Jimmy Uso, this time Paul Heyman segment. Paul asking Jimmy can you get hold of your brother? What's going to happen? And Jimmy's like, look, he'll be there, okay? He's my brother. He's not going to let me down. He will be there. What was saying, David? Lacey Evans is on TV about that's exactly what she can test pat. Yes, it is. She's not good. She's had so many character reworks and so many reintroductions that she's lost any kind of steam she could have. So she should just revert back to the Southern Belle character. It worked. She was really good at it, and it got over. So I don't know why they're so obsessed with changing it and leading it to a military background. It's not working. Whether they want to turn it into a female Sergeant Slaughter, maybe, but at the moment, it's just not working for me. Next page of notes. Okay, we had our progressive match flow. All about the Women's Elimination Chamber, all about Natty winning last week. We know why she won last week. Elimination Chambers in Canada, they want as many Canadians on the card as they can. They are in limited supply, so Natty gets an in the chamber match. After this, we went to one of my new favorite things in WWE, a Chelsea Green segment. Now, the Karen character that Chelsea Green is playing, she is playing to a T. It is perfect. She comes backstage and she says, I would like to make a complaint to the manager about the Raw manager. To Adam Pearce, who she already knows is the Raw manager. When he says, yeah, that's me. You already knew that. She goes, how am I supposed to know that? I have visual amnesia. Which I thought was absolute genius. Sonya was there complaining as well. Adam has enough of it, says, fine, you want an opportunity, the pair of you want opportunities. You're going to team up tonight against random opponents. There you go, there's your opportunity. That match was set for later on. This was good enough. I love what Chelsea's doing. I think it's hilarious. Disappointed that Matt Cardona didn't come along with her, but at the same time, she's a fantastic worker. She's really funny, and she gets this character to a T. So 100% down with this. Happy to see Chelsea do work in well. So, yeah, really, really happy with this. Just fantastic. No, one thing that was missing from this week was Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy. Just thought I'd throw that out there. No peep, not a sight or hear of them, which I'm surprised at considering they've been such a staple of the show on a weekly basis. But this week, no Howdy and Bray, which may turn out to be a good thing. We'll see where they're going after the LA Knight feud. Maybe they don't have a solid plan in place yet. After this, where did we go? Oh, after that, we went to our third match. We went to Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus Jimmy Uso and Black. Braun and Ricochet made their entrances. Jimmy made his entrance on his own. Ring announcer announces Braun and Ricochet. She's just to announce Jimmy and asking him on his own. And who should he spot coming through the crowd but Jay? Jey Uso returned for his brother. He had his brother's back, and they defended the titles in a good, nice, tight little match. The whole match was built around Ricochet getting pummeled and then making the hot tag to Braun. He made about 3 hot tags. Braun's hot tags are more tepid tags to me. Like, he needs to work on his offense epically because he's boring as hell. That's just my personal opinion. Braun Strowman is boring as hell. Good thing he's teamed with Ricochet because Ricochet is the opposite of boring as hell. He's the flippiest boy of all the flippy boys, and he's very entertaining to watch. But the whole match was built around Braun getting hot tags, Ricochet getting beat down, Braun getting hot tags, Ricochet getting beaten down. The Usos put in a fantastic showing, as they always do. Went for the finish, where Ricochet goes up on Braun's shoulders, hits a swanton bomb. Jay pulls Ricochet out just for the 3 count. They get back in. Ricochet kicks Jay off, goes back up, hits shooting star press on Jimmy, bounces off as he flips over and lands on the floor. And Jay perfectly timed Uso splash 1, 2, 3. The Usos retain the titles. This was a great little match. It was a great little storyteller. Now the question remains: Jay showed up for Jamie. But does that mean he's still with the bloodline, or did he just show up for his brother? Which we'll get addressed later on in the show. This was a great match. Really enjoyed it. Not much to say about it other than the fact that go watch it, please, because these 4 guys put together something that was really, really quite nice in a very short span of time. So please go watch that match. Back to the comments. What we got here? In 3 years, Sonya Deville is 354. I know, it's terrible. She's got one of the worst records in WWE history. Could Joe Hendry back on her? Yes, he is. He is very much Edge's bitch. I saw that the other day. That was hilarious. I love Joe Hendry. Anyone that is not a fan of Joe Hendry, I believe in Joe Hendry. That man is gold. Wait till he turns heel at some point. His heel work is second to none. But moving on, side path. We go from that back to a promo package after the 4th break for a promo package for Brock versus Lashley, that Elimination Chamber, and for Miz TV with Seth for their contract signing next week on Raw, and Miz TV next week on Raw, which they always do, which is funny considering they're supposed to be competing brands, but they always advertise each show on each other's show. So what are you going to do? Yeah, it was great. That's one thing I meant to say. The Usos match is the one word I would use to describe it is cohesive. The Usos had a very cohesive, simple style with their work, and they work at their best. And when they work at their best, they're against bigger guys and quicker guys, and they had a bigger guy and a quicker guy to work with tonight, and I think that really showed. After this, we went to a Rey Mysterio promo, but it's just a Rey Mysterio promo. Rey says, I love Rey, but his promos have never been great. He basically says that Karrion Kross is an evil man and shouldn't be trusted, and that he is going to win the Fatal 4-Way later on tonight and become number 1 contender for Gunther's Intercontinental Championship. Oh, how wrong was Rey? Moving that on, after Rey's promo, we went to the 5th break, and when we came back, we had Jimmy and Jay backstage celebrating their win. Jay asked Jimmy, are you in or are you out? Jay simply says, I don't know yet. Paul Heyman shows up from the background. Does he say anything? Jimmy's like, no, man, he just left. He's like, yeet, done. Finished with that bit. Moving on after that, we went right. I'm going to have a bit of a rant on this one because this didn't make any sense to me. We went to a Nanny promo. Now, fair enough. She's in Elimination Chamber. Give her a promo time. Nanny complains about Shayna Baszler, saying Shayna took her out. She wants vengeance. But Shayna Baszler is nothing more than a second-rate Ronda Rousey knockoff. And she drills this home for a while until Shayna comes out and says she's sick and tired of being considered a second-rate Ronda Rousey knockoff. Then Ronda comes out. Ronda gets in Shayna's face. Shayna gets in Ronda's face. Then Shayna turns around, smacks Natty, and they beat her up. Then Shotzi comes out, tries to make save, and Shayna and Ronda beat her up. This did nothing for anybody. Natty is supposed to be going into the Elimination Chamber. Natalya is supposed to be considered a legitimate threat to possibly win and go after Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. And instead, they had 2 women who have nothing to do with the match beat the holy hell out of both of them just to set up a tag match with Ronda and Shayna next week, who, by the way, I firmly believe will be facing Damage Control at WrestleMania for those tag team championships. Set up a tag match between Ronda and Shayna and Shotzi and Natty for next week. Pointless. This did nothing for anyone. It made Natty look weak. It made Ronda and Shayna look like bullies again. This did nothing for me. This did nothing for the show, and this did nothing for the 4 women involved. So, yeah, that's my piece on that. Shouldn't have done it. They could have gone with better time. There was more time to fill on the show that they could have done. The show finished 2 minutes early. They had time to spare. They could have done something better than this. After this, we went to... Me changing my page. After that, we went to a Sami and Jey Uso segment. Jey Uso was leaving the building. Sami Zayn appears behind him. Sami Zayn says, I'm not here to cause trouble. I just want to say thanks. Congratulations for defending your titles. And thanks for what you did at the Rumble. That means a lot. But I've got to ask you, I know Roman pretty well. You know Roman even better. How do you think he's going to handle this? Because I know he's going to handle it, and I think you know he's going to handle it. But that doesn't mean that there isn't a way out for you. There is a way out for you. But that's it. They bump fists. Sammy leaves. Very interesting. Story beats being laid again. What's Jay going to do? Jey Uso, secretly the main character of the Bloodline storyline, all along, is now being the center point once again, and everybody is rolling around him. I love this. The Bloodline story is arguably the best storyline WWE since 2011, maybe more. 10 months. 10 months the Bloodline story has been going, and it's been gold every single week. I cannot wait to see what they're going to do in Elimination Chamber. Cannot wait. Yes, Ronda could suck the energy out of a black hole. Now, I don't knock Ronda Rousey. She's had less than 100 matches in her professional career. It takes reps to get good. But she's got no charisma. She's a vacuum. She's a charisma vacuum, and she has the worst makeup artist in WWE. Whoever does that stupid Black Swan crap on Ronda, it does not suit her at all. She looks like an idiot. But I digress. I've had enough about Ronda this week, so I'm moving on. After this, we went to a 6 break, and then our 4th match, which was the very quickly put together Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez Gonzalez, whichever she's called these days. This was a very formulaic match, in the sense of you knew exactly what was going to happen from the moment they rang the bell. Liv was going to sell, make the hot tag to Raquel. Raquel dominates. The babyfaces win. And that's exactly what happened. They tried to do some double team powerbomb at the end, but, the babyfaces won in convincing short style. I don't think the women were very well presented on this week's SmackDown, but Chelsea Green, on the other hand, is phenomenal. Her facial work, her reactions, her general selling in this match was second to none. Her character, she has it down. I'm really excited to see what they do with Chelsea in the future. So that much was fine. Match was dead formulaic. Raquel and Liv win quite easily. Not bad, but not good either. After this, we went to another Black History Month segment, which I'm all for. But for some reason, they ran the same Kofi Kingston package that they ran last week. There have been so many African-American wrestlers that work for WWE that have done brilliant things, and yet they only can be bothered showing one package. Seriously, get your act together. The Rock, Ron Simmons, just to name 2. Mark Henry. These are 3 guys that you could easily be... Well, Mark Henry works for AEW, so they're not going to do that. But these are guys you could easily be making Black History Month packages about, and you're not. And I think that's lazy, personally, but that's just me. After this, we went to a promo for Monday Night Raw, and then we went to a quick sit-down interview between Michael Cole and Charlotte Flair. This was nice. I like these sit-down interviews. This was a little short for me, but I like the way they handle them. Michael Cole talks about Rhea Ripley. How 3 years ago, you won the Rumble, Charlotte. Rhea challenged you, and you put Rhea in her place. And Charlotte Flair said, no. I taught her a lesson. She was green. She wasn't ready. Now, she's telling everybody she is ready. Well, you know what? After 3 years, she better be ready. Because at WrestleMania, now I'm going to put her in her place. I'm really excited for Rhea versus Charlotte. And I think this did a lot to help push towards the match. A lot to help put a bit of more fire behind Rhea. And it shows that Charlotte is still going and is the super confident queen, which she should be. She shouldn't be rattled by anything. That's not Charlotte Flair. This was really good. Nicely handled. Interesting little segment. So, happy days. After this, we had... Oh, yeah, of course. Another break, and then we went to our next match, which was the main event, believe it or not. The 4-way for the number 1 contendership in the Intercontinental Championship, pitching Rey Mysterio versus Karrion Kross versus my boy, Santos Escobar, who unfortunately did not win this match, versus Madcap Moss. Angry Hat himself. Now, Angry Hat has new gear and new entrance music. And this match proved that if you get new gear and new entrance music, you get wins. Because Madcap Moss, by hook or by crook, is now #1 contender for the Intercontinental Championship. And I swear to God, all he did in this match was shoulder blocks. Be them charging shoulder blocks in the corner, running shoulder blocks off the ropes. That's it. His whole offense is shoulder blocks. Gunther is going to chop the living piss out of this boy and send him packing. I do not understand. I'm all for giving a new guy a push, but does anybody in their right mind believe that Gunther is going to lose to Angry Hat? Not a chance. Like, he's going to destroy him. The match was, anyway, enough of the rant. The match was quite good. It was a good hot start for Ray. Ray got to do a lot of showcases. Ray and Santos Escobar had a fantastic mini match that lasted about a minute in the middle of this whole thing, which I was really excited for because I'm a big Rey Mysterio fan. I'm a big Santos Escobar fan. That's a dream match for me outside of Mexico. And it was really good to see it in the thing. There was also another good interaction where Cross and Santos were arguing over who got to beat up Rey Mysterio, and Karrion Cross tapped him on the chest and went, "Hey, I'm Lucha too," which I think was a little reference to both their time in Lucha Underground, where Karrion Cross was the White Rabbit and Santos Escobar was King Cuerno. Nice little dig, nice little reference for any of the super nerds like me that were watching. Ray pretty much took the lead in this match. Most of the segments that were relevant for the match involved Rey Mysterio. Eventually, Madcap gets the win. Now, he got the win off Karrion Cross's damage, but he still got the win. Now, as I say, Gunther's going to murder this boy. Like, new gear, new music, whatever. He's going to die. Gunther is going to absolutely destroy him, which I'm all for. I want Gunther to hold that belt forever. But, Madcap Moss, really? Rey Mysterio was in that match. Santos Escobar was in that match. Hell, Karrion Cross was in that match. And you chose Madcap Moss, Angry Hat himself. Just not what I would have done. But hey, we'll see where they're going to go. Maybe Madcap will have a good match with Gunther. I could be wrong, but it's entirely possible. Where did we go to next? Oh, yeah, we went to... yeah, there we go. Like I said, it was a great showcase for Escobar. Like, he really got to show off in this match, which I was very happy about because Santos Escobar doesn't get to show off enough on TV, if you ask me. He's a fantastic wrestler. His timing is second to none. He's got fantastic footwork. And his general broken foot, just bashed it. Oh, his timing, his athleticism, everything is absolutely impeccable. So I hope Santos Escobar gets pushed to the moon, and I'd really like to see him be a future challenger for Gunther and that belt. But that's the show, ladies and gentlemen. That was SmackDown. Oh, no, it wasn't. After the match, we went to Jimmy Uso backstage watching things on TV, and Paul Heyman comes in. Paul Heyman tells him, he's just put on the phone to the tribal chief. He would put you on the phone to him, but there's no reception in here. It's kind of funny because how are you on the phone to him? He then turns around and says that tribal chief has said, glad that you and your brother retained your titles, but next week, stay home, watch on TV. Because sometimes you see things on TV that you miss when you're here live. Like one off the air. That's cool. Because Roman's pissed. Roman's clearly pissed. He doesn't trust Jimmy now because of Jimmy's association with Jay, and he doesn't trust Jay. So the foundation, the sturdiness of Roman's family and his castle is starting to crumble, and Roman Reigns feels this, and he's trying to protect himself from it, which I like. I'm interested to see what he's going to do next week. Really am interested to see what he's going to do next week. But as I say, ladies and gentlemen, that's the show. So, Courtney, David, thank you so much for joining me. Love you both. Always good to have you here. That's it. That was SmackDown this week on the 10th/11th of February 2023. Thank you so much for joining me. And remember, if you like what we do here at Wrestle Legion, please join the Legion. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. It helps us out. It's free. It's the only way the YouTube algorithm knows we exist. Thank you so much. I love you all. I've been Nick the Geek, and I'll see you next week. Bye.